marriage. I don't think she has a husband who is in love with her or faithful to her. And I think I can't really blame him because she seems to have accepted this behavior since the inception of their marriage. And so past this prologue, you're going to get what you tolerate, what you permit.
So I agree with his sentiment, and I'm glad that she has pointed out how ridiculous.
I don't think he's touched his actual wife, Alicia Vance, like that since, how old is their youngest kid again? Erica's comments made it even.
No one will ever replace my husband. No. But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance.
Megyn Kelly barely hid her shock as soon as the off-angle clip of JD Vance and Erica Kirk started circulating. She jumped in to watch it, like everyone else who had glanced at that initial hug and wondered if there was something beneath the surface. That's my man, that's my man. But this time, it wasn't the initial hug that got the internet going. It was the new footage shot from somewhere in the crowd with an angle that made the moment feel more personal than anyone. Megyn Kelly was the first to say what so many were only thinking. It looked different, very different. Then she explains, first thing that
he's maintained eye contact with his wife, Erika, is in good hands. Except those hands just happen to be wrapped.
Anyone in my line of work would notice is that at the moment that she goes to hug him, we see her right shoulder move upwards like this into the hug. When those shoulders come up, it indicates that they're fully immersed in this positive experience and there, before anyone could finish arguing their points. Candace Owens spoke up herself, and her response was stronger than most. She didn't hesitate. She didn't beat around the bush. She didn't tread lightly. She jumped straight into the storm, calling the whole thing unprofessional and implying that the internet wasn't overdoing it. By paying attention to that statement alone took the clip to a whole new level of viral chaos. Posted a meme of the second lady, Mrs. Vance, with the caption, "When you watch your husband get handsy with a single mom in leather pants, but you can't make him sleep on the couch, cause he'll F that, too. Christ." The problem is the clip isn't even clear.
But I mean, with the current state of the whole situation, everything that's going on, we couldn't really put this past them at this point.
Clear. It's grainy, over-zoomed, and probably shot on some old phone. But none of that matters. The way Erika leans in, the way JD Vance bows his head, the way their bodies seem too close, it all makes people rewind and rewind like they're doing. Candace was furious. Two completely different personalities. But the same immediate reaction, and both accidentally fueled a rumor that had been simmering for far too long. And the biggest surprise, this is just the beginning. Candace Owens was right about one thing. This whole mess didn't just happen. From the moment the first hug surfaced in October, the internet was rocked. People replayed the scene of Erica Kirk wrapping her arms around Jay Dance, her hands sliding up the back of his neck, holding him longer than any. Then the comments started to circulate. What I think is happening is you're going to see JD Vance's wife disappear soon. Some way, shape, or form. They're going to get a divorce. Something. He's gonna marry Erica Kirk.
However, everything about this feels off. Like, lady, wasn't your husband taken out for the world to see? And you're wearing tight leather pants? I guess she ditched the whole trad wife routine faster than they found Tyler Robinson. No friends run their hands through a man's hair. This is not a hug of grieving and comfort. Literally, no grieving widow acts like this. Skipping straight to acceptance and selling merch. Why is he holding her waist? Then she says she sees similarities of her husband in JD.
But I do see some similarities of my husband in JD and Vice President JD Vance. I do. And that's why I'm so blessed to be able to introduce him tonight.
Seconds later, JD Vance says he wants his wife to become a Christian. What Christian values are on show here? JD Vance is on the Christian grift and it's so blatantly obvious. Do not let these people manipulate you. None of this feels real, every move feels staged. It just makes me believe more and more that Erica Kirk was in on it. Because once people start seeing it, the whole act falls apart.
And solidify the base. Wow, mark my words. Because think about that and also think about the other thing. I mean the rumors floating around that now that Charlie's not there. They took the $150 million that they offered Charlie that he turned down. So is she supposed to be? Yeah, I know what you're talking about. So is she supposed to be the leader of She Is the Leader? She's the leader and the voice of Turning Point as of right now. Now think about Turning Point for a minute. Okay, since we're talking about the traveling tiny hats, they funded Turning Point USA as a street team. Basically, they ran through the colleges and promoted the agenda, right? So when Charlie Kirk got to a certain point and then started to question Dad slapped the out of him. Yeah, but now that he's gone, all the policies are reverting back to pre-Charlie talking. Then came JD Vance, his hands on his hips, his body leaning forward. It looked like a private moment of consolation. Except they were standing on a stage in front of thousands of phones recording every move. That pose alone set off a week of speculation, memes, analysis videos, and commentary clips that flooded social media. And then Erica's words that she saw a few similarities between my husband and JD only fueled the fire. It didn't matter what she meant, really. It was the kind of statement the internet never lets up on and would inevitably twist, analyze, edit, and spread at the speed of a full-blown internet frenzy. So, when the new off-angle clip came out, it not only resurrected the whole thing, it amplified it. The angle made the hug look different, more emotional, more intimate, like a moment when the two of them forgot that there was a sea of people and thousands of phones recording. Did it really happen, or was it just an illusion from the camera angle? Doesn't matter. The internet had decided something was wrong, and that was enough to make a story explode. It involves leather pants. Okay, what do you think it is? I don't know. You know what is it? Erica's leather pants, and then the fact that she's wearing them. But what happened yesterday that became a mega talking point? Embrace with JD. There it is. There it is. She also said the words, no one will ever be able to replace Charlie, but I do see a lot of similarities to my husband and JD Vance. Where did she say that? She did. She said that maybe not the best picked words while wearing leather pants if you're going to rub your fingers through the back of his hair. I'm just saying, I am going to defend her in this video. Primarily kind of, but not. I mean, like, it's a very polarizing thing. There's a lot of opinions online, mostly from women, but also I don't think they've actually seen the video. I feel like they've seen the photographs, and yeah, I haven't seen the video. So I know people are juxtaposing the two clips, arguing about body language, rewinding frames, zooming in on details, like amateur internet sleuths. And as more people join in the discussion, Megyn and Candace are drawn deeper into the firestorm. But the moment that will make things even more tense, that's still to come. Megyn Kelly didn't miss a beat when the comparison started. She immediately brought both clips on her show and analyzed them in true Megyn Kelly fashion. Sharp.com, but with a tone that makes you feel like she saw something was wrong from the start. Erica Kirk. And I don't mean like one clip, right? I mean, watching her. Watching how she moves. How she positions herself, how she's being used, and I can't lie. It's getting weird because when your public grief starts looking like an Adam and Eve commercial, that's not faith. That's branding, and it's gross. And the wild part is, she's not being objectified. She's participating. She's found her place in the performance. The beautiful believer, the holy widow, the vessel for Themis. Erica Kirk figured out how to turn devotion into influence. Not the loud kind though. The curated, palatable kind. You know, the one that makes fair-eyed politics look gentle. She wraps white Christian nationalism in soft femininity and perfectly timed tears in God's plan captions. And the people around her are eating it up because every movement like this needs a face. Someone who makes extremism look nurturing instead of dangerous. She's not on stage with men like JD Vance by act. She's there because she makes his ideology look marketable. She's proof that the patriarchy will always find a woman in front of the campaign. But real talk, since her husband died, she's been everywhere. Back to Megyn Kelly. She points out the details that most people don't notice. The slightly altered angle of Erica's hand, the way JD adjusts his posture, the moment their faces get a little closer than the camera shows. Megyn doesn't accuse anyone of anything. She just does what she does best, coldly analyze what people are trying to pretend not to see. She didn't even have to go that far. All Megyn had to do was pose a few questions that would keep viewers glued to her. Why hasn't this angle been used before? Who shot it? And why does it feel so different? That alone was enough to send her audience into a frenzy. The comment section exploded. Some said the hug was more emotional than expected. Some said Megyn was overreacting. And some said she was just saying what everyone else was tushy to say out loud. But what really blew things up wasn't Megyn's tone. It was the moment she hinted that the audience wasn't imagining the tension. Just a small hint, enough to turn the clip from a slightly strange moment on stage to, okay, I think something's really going on here. And just as Megyn's clip began to dominate social media, someone else decided she wasn't going to let Megyn be the only one to speak up. Candace, she watched the clip, too, and her reaction made Megyn look gentle. Candace Owens didn't just respond, she exploded. If Megyn's speculation sounded like a calm, pointed analysis, Candace came across as if she'd been waiting for this moment for a long time. As soon as she saw the leaked footage, she went straight to X and typed out what half the internet was too afraid to say. No dodging, no politeness, no watering down, just Candace. Straightforward, no holding back. She argued that the hug went beyond a public moment. Candace said the body language in the clip was not what you would expect from two political figures standing on stage. She asked the question directly. Why was Erica's hand on Vance's neck for so long? Then Candace uttered the phrase that instantly trended. This is not normal. And with that, everything changed. People didn't just watch the clip again. They began dissecting it as if it were evidence in an escalating reality TV scandal. The comments section became a battleground. Candace's supporters said they sensed something was off from the moment the original went viral. Detractors accused her of fanning the flames. But regardless of which side they were on, everyone kept rewatching that hug, zooming in, slowing down, analyzing each frame, arguing about each angle. Candace's perspective didn't just add to the conversation, it split the story in two. Suddenly, it wasn't just about a hug. It became a question of boundaries, trust, understanding behavior, and whether the leaked angle actually revealed something deeper or simply fueled a rumor that was getting out of control. And with Megyn and Candace both involved, the story shifted from a theatrical moment to a full-blown political celebrity social media affair. But the internet, it wasn't ready to stop. It was nothing like what anyone thought. JD Vance and Erica Kirk suddenly found themselves at the center of a storm of public opinion that neither of them seemed prepared for, even before the angle leaked. The hug was a hot topic, but when the new clip emerged, every little detail turned into a new theory. People started digging old interviews, photos from months ago, events where the two appeared together. Anything that could be interpreted as a sign of a deeper connection that none of it was confirmed doesn't matter. The online energy doesn't wait for the truth. It just accelerates and builds. Erica's previous comments, where she said Vance was a blessing and reminded her of her late husband, were immediately brought up. The clips were reposted en masse, juxtaposed with the angle of the hug, as if they were two pieces of a great mystery the internet was trying to solve. Then came the comparisons. The way she leaned in, the softness of her voice, the emotion she carried on stage, they all became topics of discussion. For Vance, the pressure was even heavier. Without any evidence, many people dragged his marriage into the story, just because the internet loves to connect seemingly unrelated details. Suddenly, his outings with his wife, the extent of their public chemistry, even his past statements about his family, all were being re-examined as if they were clues to a larger story. What should have been a fleeting moment turned into a full-blown cultural dissection of two people who had just shared an emotional hug. But at this point, it no longer mattered what actually happened. The leaked footage had created its own reality, and social media saw it as an invitation to interpret it however they wanted. As soon as the footage hit the online community, the story went from chaotic to completely out of control. When social media took over, the situation stopped being a conversation. It instantly became a spectacle. The X timeline morphed into crime scene analysis. People posted still frames, drew red circles, added arrows. Captions like, "Look at this." TikTok combined the leaked footage with dramatic music, slow motion, and body language experts, giving detailed commentary as if they were analyzing a final. Influencers jumped in immediately. Some saw the clip as evidence of a hidden connection. Others claimed it was just an emotional moment blown out of proportion. But the craziest part was how quickly the theories escalated. Someone said the hug seemed a little long. 5 minutes later, someone else posted a novel-length analysis claiming there were multiple layers of meaning. Everyone missed. People started comparing the leaked footage to the original broadcast as if they were watching an observational video. They zoomed in on JD's pose, Erica's hand position, how close they stood, every breath, every look. Each new theory more dramatic than the last. And because the clip was blurry, out of focus, and open to multiple interpretations, everyone saw exactly what they wanted to see. But the chaos didn't stop there. Even unrelated creators began to exploit the clip to gain views. Podcasters, gossip channels, political commentators all shared their own analysis to catch the rapidly spreading viral sensation. It became the kind of chaos that characterizes social media, where no one cares about facts. They care about the moment. They care about drama. They care about the thrill of being part of something that's going viral. But beneath all the noise, one thing is clear. This is no longer a hug. It's become a cultural battleground moment. And the divide is only getting deeper. What makes things even more explosive is how quickly this story has become a full-fledged culture war. It's more than just a rumor. It's become a realm of commentary, audience, loyalty, and polarization. Two celebrities, Megyn Kelly and Candace Owens, have unwittingly pulled the entire online community into opposing camps. According to public sources, this story is attracting attention in the online community. We only report what is of interest to the public without any intention to confirm or speculate about anyone's private life. All information is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. Those on Megyn's side argued that she was simply stating what everyone noticed as soon as the leaked angle appeared on their social media pages. They credit her with providing context, logic, and a sharp analysis of a moment that looked completely different when captured just a few feet to the left. Megyn's supporters say she wasn't making things more dramatic. She was just peeling back the curtain. Meanwhile, Candace's supporters argued that she was the only one who refused to soften anything. They liked that she was upfront about how public figures, especially those who are emotionally charged, can easily slip into moments that seem more private than they actually are. They say Candace isn't exaggerating, she's just being bold. And in today's media world, boldness is always attractive. But it was the difference in the two's reactions that divided the audience in a way no one expected. Suddenly, the comment section was no longer about JD or Erika. It was straight about Megyn versus Candace. Allies who had once stood in the same political space now had viewers arguing about who was more realistic, who was more sincere, who was analyzing clearly, and who was and the more people argued, the more confusing, divisive, and noisy the story became. But even after all the reactions, debates, and theories, the fallout was far from over. When the emotional storm subsided, the fallout from that leaked angle became something no one could have predicted. What had been a small moment on a crowded stage turned into a national debate. A story that spanned days, weeks, and had ripple effects far beyond JD Vance or Erica Kirk. The clip didn't just fuel rumors. It shows how public opinion can change in just seconds from a seemingly random moment. People are no longer arguing about the hug itself. The debate has shifted to the comments about the hug, and the reactions to those reactions, and how all those layers of responses reveal the incredible speed with which a story can spread online. Megyn Kelly's restrained analysis. Candace Owens' powerful candid, the endless social media links, the edits, the theories, the reaction videos, the K-reactions, and the voices added to the clip. All of it combined to make the moment much larger than it was. But despite all the noise, the midnight speculation, the endless circular conversations, one simple truth remains. No one really knows what happened in that moment except the two people in the video. All the rest of the world saw were fragments, camera angles, zoomed-in movements, inferred emotions, and a few seconds of blurry images stretched into countless interpretations. But that's the internet of this moment. It doesn't wait for context. It doesn't demand verification. It doesn't need the whole story. It just needs a little signal, and it turns into a viral phenomenon. And as the clip continued to pop up everywhere with new edits, new theories, alternative angles that might be real or might just be rumors, one thing became increasingly clear. This was no longer a story about a hug. It had become a cultural phenomenon, a story that people felt compelled to participate in, to analyze, to predict. And perhaps the scariest thing was no one thought it would ever stop. In an age where every moment can be amplified to the point of iconicity, that hug for just a few seconds has moved out of real life and into the realm of stories. The internet will never stop talking about it. It's no longer just a clip. It's become a viral legend. One that whenever someone mentions it from now on, people will immediately remember all the controversy surrounding it. And like all internet legends, it will outlive any original discussion. According to public sources, this story is attracting attention in the online community. We only post what the public is interested in without any intention to confirm or speculate about anyone's private life. All information is for entertainment and commentary purposes only. Thank you for watching the video. If you find this content interesting, please like, subscribe to the channel, and comment your thoughts below, because each of your opinions contributes to completing the story. We are always here and reveal to you what people are most interested in.